Look, y'all, so I found a new lash tech. These are smaller than what I usually do, but you know, boxing is boxing. So this is so pretty. Y'all like? Y'all gonna see the other side. Oh yeah, I guys, it might be yours. How do you see?
Ladies and gentlemen, somebody grab the popcorn, lock the doors, and hide your Wi-Fi passwords because Chrisean Rock just broke the internet again. And this time it's not over a screaming match, a tattoo, or a live stream meltdown. Nope. This time, it's abs, it's angles, it's attitude. It's a body so snatched it looks like it owes gravity money and refused to pay. Right before her explosive showdown with Zenith, Chrisean decided to flex. Not casually, not subtly. She posted up like she was auditioning to replace every Marvel superhero at once. And the timeline, oh, it didn't just react, it combusted. Because this isn't just a glow-up. This isn't just pre-fight promo. This feels strategic, calculated, surgical. Like somebody in her camp whispered, break the internet before you break faces. And let's be real. This makes reality TV drama look like a kindergarten talent show. This makes influencer beef feel like a tea party. This is energy. This is chaos. This is branding at Olympic levels. But here's the real question nobody's asking loud enough. Is this just fitness? Or is this psychological warfare? Buckle up. Because what we uncovered, oh, it's deeper than a caption and a flex emoji. And trust me, you're not ready. 1 minute the internet was arguing about random celebrity nonsense. And the next minute Chrisean Rock drops a series of clips that look like they were shot straight out of a high-budget training montage. Waist tight, core defined, arms sculpted like she's been bench pressing public opinion for breakfast. No long caption. No dramatic speech, just visuals that screamed, I've been busy. And the timing, impeccable, because hovering right. Around the corner is her highly anticipated showdown with Zenith. Not a podcast debate, not a set-week war, a physical, gloves-on confrontation, and suddenly, this wasn't just a flex. It was a statement. Let's rewind for context. Chrisean's public journey has never been subtle. She's built a reputation on unpredictability, loud love stories, viral arguments, chaotic headlines that feel like they're written in all caps. The internet has consumed every meltdown, every clapback, every headline-grabbing moment like it's binge-watching a reality series that refuses to get canceled. But this felt different. There was no screaming, no emotional spiral, no messy live stream confession, just discipline. Just muscle definition. Just quiet dominance. And that's what made people uncomfortable. Because chaos is expected, control is not. The moment those clips started circulating, the comment section turned into a digital war zone. One side cheered like she just won a championship before the bell even rang. She's locked in. She's focused. Zenith better train harder. The other side rolled their eyes, accusing her of theatrics. It's just angles. It's just lighting. It's just hype. But here's the thing about optics. Perception wins rounds before punches do. In combat sports, intimidation is half the game. You don't just show up strong. You look strong. You radiate readiness. You let your opponent feel the pressure through a screen before they feel it in the ring. And Chrisean didn't whisper readiness. She broadcasted it in 4,000 resolution. Suddenly, people weren't just talking about drama history. They were analyzing biceps, debating stamina, discussing who looks more conditioned. The narrative shifted overnight. That doesn't happen by accident. Some internet detectives even started piecing together timelines. She's been in the gym longer than we thought. Look at the transformation from 2 months ago. This wasn't overnight, this was strategic. Strategic. That word kept floating around like it found a permanent home in the comment section. Because let's be honest, this move felt calculated, not fake, not staged, calculated. There's a difference. It felt like someone flipped a switch. and said, "We're not doing chaos marketing anymore. We're doing dominance marketing." And if that's the case, that's evolution. Meanwhile, Zenith Zion's camp remained noticeably calm. No immediate response, no flashy counterflex, no dramatic call-out video. Just silence. And in the world of viral spectacle, silence is deafening. The memes started multiplying faster than conspiracy theories on a late-night Reddit thread. Side-by-side photos, mockboxing posters with exaggerated taglines, jokes about needing sunscreen for all that shine coming off Chrisean's glow-up. Even fitness influencers chimed in, reposting clips with captions like, "Whoever she's fighting better hydrate." The internet loves a transformation arc. It's addictive. Watching someone reshape themselves physically or publicly feels cinematic. It taps into that universal fantasy of reinvention. And Chrisean, whether intentionally or instinctively, tapped directly into that craving. But here's the deeper layer. This wasn't just about looking good for a fight. This was about narrative control. For years, headlines about her have leaned chaotic, emotional, volatile, the kind of descriptors that keep blogs profitable but rarely give credit for growth. By flexing discipline instead of drama, she disrupted her own storyline. And disruption, that's powerful. Because when you change your image, you shift expectations. And when expectations shift, critics scramble. Suddenly, the same voices predicting disaster are forced to reconsider. Not necessarily to apologize, let's not get unrealistic, but to adjust their tone. And you could see it happening in real time. Commentators who usually thrive on controversy were talking about dedication. Fitness accounts highlighted her consistency. Even skeptics had to admit she looked locked in. That phrase started trending like it had a PR manager. Now, does a snatched physique guarantee victory in a boxing match? Of course not. Let's not rewrite the laws of physics, but it does influence perception. And perception influences momentum. Momentum builds hype. Hype sells tickets. Hype fuels engagement. And engagement, that's currency. What made this even more dramatic was the contrast. A few months ago, the dominant narrative around her revolved around emotional turbulence. Now, the conversation centered on physical discipline. That shift felt almost cinematic. Like watching a character arc pivot mid-season. People love redemption stories. They love glow-ups. They love the moment where someone silences critics without saying a word. And that's exactly what this felt like. No rant, no defensive caption, just a flex that said, "Watch." Meanwhile, speculation kept spiraling. Is she trying to intimidate Zenith? Is this a confidence boost for herself? Is this a calculated PR play to dominate pre-fight headlines? The answer might be all of the above. Because here's the truth about modern celebrity culture: everything is content. Every workout clip, every angle, every strategically posted photo is part of a larger narrative machine. And Chrisean just pressed a very specific button. She turned attention away from drama and redirected it towards strength. That's not accidental. Energy, that's awareness. As the days inch closer to the showdown, tension keeps building. The fight hasn't happened yet, but mentally, rounds are already being thrown. The internet has picked sides. The memes are loaded. The expectations are rising. The energy didn't slow down after the initial flex. It multiplied. Every repost added another layer of hype. Every reaction video added fuel to the speculation. Fitness influencers started analyzing her form like they were preparing a thesis. Commentators dissected posture, shoulders, breathing patterns. It was giving sports science meets gossip blog. And somehow, it worked. Meme culture grabbed the situation and ran a marathon with it. Edits comparing her transformation to superhero training arcs started flooding feeds. Someone added dramatic orchestral music behind her workout clips like she was assembling the Avengers. The captions were ruthless and hilarious at the same time. When you stop arguing and start squatting, the internet loves growth, especially when it comes with abs. Meanwhile, discussions about Zenith Zion intensified. The silence from her side only made things louder. No flashy counters, no dramatic clapbacks, just calm. And the calm started looking strategic too. Fans split into camps overnight. Team Snatched Momentum versus Team Silent Assassin. The build-up felt less like a boxing match and more like a cinematic face-off. Influencers jumped in with hot takes that sounded like they were auditioning for commentary gigs. This is intimidation marketing. This is pre-fight psychological dominance. This is branding 101. And honestly, they weren't entirely wrong, because perception shapes anticipation. Anticipation sells attention, and attention. In this era, that's power. What made it even more intense was how fast the narrative pivoted. A few months ago, the headlines surrounding Chrisean leaned chaotic. Now the conversation centered around discipline and readiness. That shift wasn't small. It felt like someone flipped the script mid-season. The critics who once rolled their eyes suddenly sounded cautious. The tone changed, and you could feel it. Side-by-side transformation photos kept resurfacing. Old clips compared to recent training footage. The comment sections transformed into motivational speeches mixed with competitive tension. Some viewers praised her focus, others insisted muscles don't equal skill. Both can be true, but what can't be ignored is how dramatically the energy shifted in her favor. Even parody fight posters started trending. Dramatic taglines like ABS of Fury and Snatched and Savage circulated with shocking speed. TikTok edits portrayed the matchup like a blockbuster event. The hype machine was no longer running, it was sprinting. And every new upload kept the fire alive without feeling desperate. Meanwhile, Zenith's quiet approach became its own storyline. Fans began romanticizing the silence. The quiet ones hit hardest. She's letting the noise burn itself out, suddenly. The narrative balanced itself, one side radiating visible transformation, the other side radiating calm confidence. It felt like yin and yang wrapped in boxing gloves. Speculation about training intensity exploded. Commentators debated stamina like they had access to secret gym footage. Some claimed Chrisean's physique signaled peak conditioning. Others warned that aesthetics don't always translate into endurance. The debate itself fueled engagement. And engagement meant the spectacle kept growing. Celebrity bloggers couldn't resist. Headlines popped up dissecting every micro-expression from her clips. Was she smirking with confidence or hiding nerves? Was that controlled breathing or exhaustion? The exaggeration was wild, but that's the internet's specialty. Turn a flex into a forensic investigation. The funniest twist? People who didn't even care about boxing were suddenly invested. The transformation narrative pulled them in. Growth arcs are magnetic. Watching someone potentially rewrite their image mid-career hits differently. It feels dramatic. It feels cinematic. And it keeps people watching. And through all this chaos, Chrisean remained composed. No frantic posting spree. No over-explaining. Just measured uploads that kept the momentum steady. That restraint amplified the impact. Because when someone used to loud energy switches to controlled intensity, it feels intentional. Some critics tried to downplay it, calling it pure hype. But hype itself is influence. And influence shapes perception before the first punch ever lands. Right now, perception leans powerful. That doesn't guarantee outcome, but it absolutely guarantees attention. As the days inch closer to the showdown, tension keeps stretching like a rubber band ready to snap. Every training clip becomes evidence. Every silence becomes strategy. Every meme becomes promotion. The atmosphere feels charged, like the calm before thunder cracks across a summer sky. This isn't just about abs anymore. It's about narrative control. It's about who owns the spotlight before the bell rings. It's about psychological momentum. And momentum, in the digital age, can be just as impactful as physical force. The spectacle hasn't peaked yet. If anything, it's climbing. And when anticipation builds this high, the fallout, win or lose, is going to echo far beyond the ring. As the showdown crept closer, the atmosphere stopped feeling like hype and started feeling like pressure. Not the loud, chaotic kind. The tight, cinematic kind. The kind where every stare-down clip gets slowed down and replayed like it holds secret codes. And at the center of that storm stood Chrisean Rock, no longer just trending, but commanding the narrative. The transformation flex had already done its job. It shifted perception. It redirected conversations. It forced critics to recalibrate. But now came the real question hanging in the air like heavy fog: what happens next? Because when you raise expectations to skyscraper height, gravity always waits patiently below. Reputation ally, the stakes couldn't be higher. If she dominates, the internet crowns her evolution complete. If she stumbles, the critics sharpen their told you so tweets before she even leaves the ring. That's the brutal math of public reinvention. Growth earns applause, but it also invites scrutiny. And let's not pretend this is just about punches. This is about image. It's about control. It's about whether this disciplined, focused version of Chrisean sticks, or whether the internet tries to drag her back into the old narrative box it built for her. Because the digital crowd loves a comeback story, but it also loves drama, sometimes more than growth. Meanwhile, the silence surrounding Zenith Zion continued to add tension. Her calm approach became its own brand. Some fans framed her as the quiet storm. Others insisted she was being overshadowed by sheer spectacle. But silence, when paired with confidence, can be louder than any viral flex. The fight itself almost became secondary to the symbolism. If Chrisean wins, it validates the transformation arc. It reinforces the discipline narrative. It tells the world that the glow-up wasn't cosmetic, it was structural. That's powerful. That's headline-worthy. That's legacy-shifting energy. If Zenith wins, the narrative flips again. Suddenly, the quiet composure becomes the moral of the story. The lesson becomes less flex, more focus. And the internet, oh, it will rewrite history in real time like it always does. But regardless of outcome, something irreversible has already happened. The conversation changed. Chrisean isn't being framed purely as chaotic spectacle anymore. She inserted discipline into her brand. That's not small. That's strategic. That's long-term positioning. Even if the fight outcome doesn't go her way, the optics of preparation remain. Brands notice preparation. Audiences respect visible effort. And even critics hesitate when confronted with undeniable work. Relationships to shift under public transformation. Allies either amplify the new narrative or quietly distance themselves. Supporters double down. Detractors grow louder. Growth can isolate you just as quickly as it elevates you. Reinvention forces everyone around you to adjust. Public perception is fragile, but it's also impressionable. Right now, a significant portion of the audience sees focus instead of frenzy, strength instead of instability. That shift matters. It influences future opportunities. It shapes the next headline before it's even written. The memes will evolve after the showdown. If she wins, expect snatched and savage edits with victory. Music. If she loses, brace for ruthless commentary disguised as humor. The internet has a short memory and sharp teeth. It celebrates and devours in the same breath. But here's the deeper layer most people miss. This wasn't just about one fight. It was about reclaiming control over the narrative. For years, external drama dictated her headlines. This time, she dictated the tone. She chose discipline as the focal point. She chose strength as the visual language. That choice alone shifts power. And power in entertainment isn't about perfection. It's about positioning. The tension building around the showdown feels cinematic because it taps into universal themes: redemption, reinvention, rivalry, pride. The fight represents more than a scoreboard. It represents which storyline wins. The moment if she emerges victorious, the internet will call it destiny. If she doesn't, they'll call it a lesson. Either way, the spectacle ensured one thing: attention. And attention, in this era, is currency more valuable than gold. The aftershocks will ripple regardless. Interview requests, reaction videos. Think pieces dissecting every second. The conversation won't stop when the bell rings. It will evolve. It will morph. It will find new angles. Because once you elevate the hype this high, the descent or the rise becomes an event of its own. Right now, the anticipation feels like a coiled spring. The public waits. Half excited, half anxious. Supporters feel hopeful. Critics feel hungry. Neutral observers feel entertained. And in the middle of all of it stands a woman who turned a simple flex into a full-blown narrative earthquake. The showdown will answer one question, but it will spark 10 more. And that's the real brilliance of it all, because whether it ends in triumph or turbulence, the story doesn't close here. It pivots, it evolves, it sets the stage for the next chapter of unpredictability. And there you have it, a flex that turned into a frenzy. A workout clip that snowballed into psychological warfare. A pre-fight moment that somehow feels bigger than the fight itself. So now I need to hear from you. Is this the ultimate glow-up power move? Or is it next-level hype designed to live rent-free in Zenith Zion's head? Did Chrisean just win the mental battle before the first punch even lands? Or are we about to witness the quietest upset in internet history? Drop your predictions in the comments and don't be shy. I want bold takes, wild theories, and dramatic scorecards. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button like it owes you money and disappeared for 6 months. Hit subscribe like it's the championship belt and you're not letting anyone else grab it. Because over here, the scandals don't take coffee breaks, the drama doesn't clock out, and the tea stays boiling 24/7. Turn on notifications so you don't miss the fallout, the reactions, the aftermath, and whatever plot twist decides to show up next. Because if this showdown is the appetizer, the main course might break the internet completely. Stay loud, stay curious, stay ready, and remember, in the world of celebrity chaos, nothing is random. It's celeb insanity. Insanity.